The next topic that I would like to discuss is the meaning of love. Ang kahulugan ng pagmamahal. Baka gamit tayo ng the word love. Ginagamit natin yan. Hindi naman natin naiintindihan talaga. Kasi maraming beses, I would say, yung love is the most misunderstood word. At pag hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan, pag hindi natin naintindihan yan with a common meaning, ang mangyari, we will not be truly loving each other. So dapat maliwanag sa atin ang kahulugan ng love. What do you think is love? What is love? Aba, many splendored thing. Kanta yun. What is love? Yes. Natural reason for living. Aba. Lalim, oh. What is love? Love is giving. Love is kind, patient. Description yan, no? Yeah. Outgoing concern for others. Mysterio. Any more? Love conquers hatred. What? Self-giving. You see, iba-iba ang mga meanings nyo. Ibig sabihin, iba-iba ang pag-iintindi natin ng love. Kung iwanan natin ganyan, hindi tayo magkakaintindihan. Diba? Kasi iba-iba eh. Love is agape. Well, anong ibig sabihin? Yun, dagdag naman yung another meaning. Oh. So, now, I would like to say this, no? Love actually, hindi natin ma-define yan. Because God is love. Love is God. Love is God. Sabi ni San Juan, no? In his epistle, love is God. God is love. Yun. So, yung quotation ko kanina, yung 1 John, remember, 1 John chapter 4 verse 16, it says, God is love. And those who abides in love, abides in God, and God in Him. So, God is love. So what is love? Love is God. So, you cannot define God because God is undefinable. God is defined means you put limit. This is God. See? But you cannot put limit on God. God is beyond any limit. God is infinite. So, we cannot define God. We cannot define love. But somehow, God in love in our own, as human beings, we have to have an idea of what love is. Now, God also is the teacher of love, and He is the one who makes clear to us what love is. How? By loving us. See? By loving us. He is the one who has shown us love. In 1 John chapter 3, verse 16, it says, the way we came to understand love was that He laid down His life for us. He laid down His life for us. So in other words, ang understanding natin ng love ay galing sa Diyos. What has God taught us? Ano bang tinuro ng Diyos sa atin tungkol sa love? Siya mismo ang nagpapakita ng pagmamahal. Doon sa kanyang ginagawa sa atin, doon natin maintindihan ang kahulugan ng love. Now, ano bang ginawa ng Diyos sa atin upang may pakita niya ang ating pagmamahal, ang kanyang pagmamahal? Ano bang ginawa niya sa atin? He gave His life for us. So, you want to love? You have to give your life. You mean that? Kayong nagsabi, hindi ako. Are you willing to do it? Wow. Tumahimik. Hirap yun. Well, so, yan. Love, therefore, is, basing on what God has done, love is an act. You see, it's an act of God by which He responds to our needs for our own good without counting the cost. Jesus is the love of God for us. Jesus is God's love for us. Dahil mahal tayo ng Diyos, binigay niya ang kanyang anak. Pinadala niya ang kanyang anak. Diba? John 3:16, God so loved the world that He sent His only begotten Son. Yun. So, si Jesus ang love ay ang love ng Ama for us. That's the way God, the Father, loves us. He sent His Son, Jesus. Bakit? What for? Bakit pinadalang kanyang anak sa atin? Upang sagutin niya ang ating pinakamahalagang pangangailangan. Upang sasagutin niya ang ating pinakamahalagang, pinakaimportanting pangangailangan nung panahon na yan, nung si Jesus ay dumating sa atin. Ano yung pinakamalaking pangangailangan ng tao nung si Jesus ay dumating? Yun, kaligtasan. Bakit? Bakit kailangan ligtasin ng tao? Bakit ligtasin ng tao? Nakulong ba? Ang tao ay nasa kamay ng demonyo. Ang tao ay nasa kamay ng demonyo. Hawak ng demonyo, oppressed by the devil, at the mercy of the devil. Ngayon, God loves man. Mahal na mahal niyang tao. Kaya hindi niyang pinabayaan ng tao. Dahil sa kanyang pagmamahal, sinagot ng Diyos ang pangangailangan ng tao sa pamamagitan ng kanyang anak, pinadala niya upang sa pamamagitan ni Kristo, masagot niya ang ating pangangailangan. Ibig sabihin, maligtas tayo sa kamay ng demonyo at maibalik sa kamay ng Diyos. Yun. That is love. Ang ginawa ng Diyos, ang ginawa ni Jesus ay ang image or a picture of love. That's what love is. So, anong masasabi natin? From this, we can see love, therefore, is responding to the needs of your loved ones. Ang pagsasagot sa mga pangangailangan ng inyong mga minamahal. Sasagutin mo yan. Now, paalang-alang sa kanilang kabutihan. Hindi alang-alang sa aking kabutihan, kundi alang-alang sa kabutihan ng aking minamahal. At sasagutin natin yan na walang pag-iisip kung magkano o gaano kalaki ang sakripisyo na ating gagawin. In other words, without counting the cost. Yan ang tunay na pagmamahal. So we have to respond to the needs of our loved ones without counting the cost for their own welfare. Exactly yan ang ginawa ng Diyos, ni Jesus sa atin. Sinagot niya ang ating pangangailangan, not for His own good, not for His own welfare, kahit dahil ano bang mangyari sa Kanya pag iniwanan tayong ganun? Wala naman. He will not lose His being God. He will not suffer anything. God cannot suffer. So, pwedeng iwanan ng tao sa kanyang katayuang ganun, pero no, sapagkat mahal tayo ng Diyos. Sinagot niya ang ating pangangailangan. Alang-alang sa ating kabutihan. Can you imagine that? God did not do all this salvation work for His own welfare. No. Alang-alang sa ating kabutihan. Nothing but for our own welfare. At ito'y ginagawa niya na hindi siya nag-iisip, hindi niya binibilang ang kanyang sakripisyong talagang He will go through. Alam natin paano tayo niligtas ni Kristo. It cost Him His life. It cost Him so much na pain and suffering. Upang maligtas ang tao, talagang ang laki-laking sakripisyong ginawa ni Kristo. First of all, He gave up His form of God. Sipin mo yan, siya'y Diyos at give up niya ang form of God. Give up niya ang form of God. At tinanggap niya ang forma ng tao. He took unto Himself the form of man. He became like unto us, except sin. Sabi ng salita ng Diyos. Dahil sa kanyang pagmamahal. See? Yan ang bayad na ang unang cost ng kanyang pagmamahal sa atin. Halimbawa, itong ginagamit ko itong illustration. Halimbawa, mayroon kang mga baboy sa bahay nyo at the backyard. Mahal na mahal mo ang baboy nyo. At dahil sa pagmamahal mo ng inyong mga baboy, ikaw ay sumama doon sa mga baboy. Doon ka na natutulog, doon ka na kumakain, kung anong kinakain ng baboy, yan din ang kinakain mo. Ano kayang tingin ng tao sa iyo? Hindi ka naman naging baboy, pero ikaw ay sumasama sa mga baboy. At ang sagot mo naman, paano mahal ko itong mga baboy ko? No matter how much you love the pig, yung sumama ka doon, sobra na yan. Di ba? Sobra na yan. Pwede mong pakaining mabuti, pwede mong liliguin sila araw-araw, lilinisin yung kanilang tinitirahan, pwede yun. Pero yung sasama ka na doon ka na matutulog, doon ka nakakain, sobra na yan. Going too far. And yet, yung ginawa mo, tao ka pa rin, hindi ka rin naging baboy, tao ka pa rin, sumama ka lang sa kanila. Could you believe ang ginawa ni Kristo is more than that? Si Kristo ay Diyos. At siya, dahil sa kanyang pagmamahal sa atin, bumaba siya sa atin. He came down to our level. At hindi lang na nagpapaiwan siyang Diyos, looking like God, appearing like God. No. Parang kinuha niya ang forma, the form of God. At siya'y naging tao katulad sa atin. He became man like unto us, completely like us. Yun ang kanyang pagmamahal. Kaya, identification is one of the qualities of love. When you love, you are willing to be identified with your loved ones. Ang ginawa ng Diyos, ni Kristo. He took off the form of God. Yung forma ng pagka-Diyos. Dahil isipin mo kung siya Diyos, honor, and glory, and power. Kaya you cannot even look at God, mamamatay ka. If you look at God as He is, mamamatay ka because He's just too much. But no, kinuha ni Kristo ang kanyang kapangyarihan as God. He did not show that. His glory as God. Dahil magsashine yun eh. Remember on yung doon sa transfiguration, yun, the form of Jesus, he started to shine, yun, limitado pa yun, pinapakita niya. Parang hindi naman mamamatay yung tatlong apostolis niya. But He just showed them a part, a glimpse of His glory. Just a glimpse of His glory, pinapakita niya sa kanila. Kaya natumba na sila. Isipin mo yan, tumba silang lahat. And then, Jesus woke them up and said, and then they saw Moses and Elijah nandun, talking with him. And they felt so good. Yun. Ganun din, mga kapatid. Jesus loves us so much, He identified with us. Kaya, walang kakwenta-kwenta yung ginawa nyo pag sumama ka sa baboy. Doon ka kumakain. Walang kakwenta-kwenta yun sa ginawa ni Kristo sa iyo. Kaya ang pagmamahal ng Diyos sa atin ay talagang katakot-takot. Walang kaparis. Walang kaparis ang ginawa niya dahil mahal niya tayo. He identified with us completely. Now, you love somebody. Are you willing to be identified with that person? Unang-una, you love your partner in life, your husband, your wife. Are you willing to be identified with him? Father, mahal ko yung asawa ko, pero ayaw kong makita na kasama siya. I love my wife, but I cannot afford to be seen with her. Aba, sa bahay ko na lang, itago na lang. That's not love. Love is identification. You're willing to be identified with your loved one. Mahal ko yung mga mahihirap, pero I am ashamed and embarrassed to be seen with the poor. I love the sick people, but I'm embarrassed to be seen with the sick people. Eh, nasaan yung pagmamahal? Love is identification with your loved one. And Jesus did not only come down and identify himself with the top brass in among human beings. He went down to the last level of human beings, the criminals. Diba? He allowed himself to be condemned as a criminal just so the criminals will feel at home with him. They would not hesitate to approach him because he also was condemned as a criminal. Although he is not a criminal himself, he allowed himself to be condemned as a criminal. That's love, you see. So the first step of love is yun, identification with your loved one. Being one with them. Now, after identifying yourself with them, you come to know their needs, and then you respond to those needs. Responding to the needs of our loved ones without counting the cost for their own welfare. Yan. So, ang ginawa ni Jesus sa atin ay alang-alang sa ating kabutihan, hindi alang-alang sa Kanya. At hindi niya binibilang ang halaga ng Kanyang sacrifice. As long as it is needed by man, He was ready to respond to it hanggang talagang nawala ang Kanyang buhay. He responded, He loves man so much that He was even willing to give up His life. If that be necessary, if that be needed for the love of man to respond to His needs, bahala na, maski buhay niya, binigay niya, para lang masagot niya ang tao. At totoo nga, sa pamamagitan ng Kanyang kamatayan, naligtas tayo sa kamay ng demonyo. By His death, He destroyed the devil. He conquered death because ang tao ay namatay sa kasalanan. Nawala sa kanya ang buhay ng tao, ng Diyos. Nawala sa tao ang buhay ng Diyos. Ang tao ay dating buhay sa buhay ng Diyos. Kaisa siya sa Diyos. Pero nung nagkasala, nung tumalikod siya sa Diyos, nawala sa kanya ang buhay ng Diyos. Naiwan lang sa kanya ang buhay ng tao. E ngayon, si Kristo ay pumarito at niligtas niya ang tao at nawala ang kanyang buhay. Buhay ng tao, namatay. Pero willing siya na mamatay sa buhay ng tao basta lang maibalik sa tao ang buhay ng Diyos. Kaya sinabi ng salita ng Diyos, He died that we may have life. Is that not beautiful? He died that we may have life. He became poor that we may become rich in the grace of God. Yun. Ang pagmamahal. Responding to the needs of the loved one without counting the cost. Now, after Jesus loved us, He said, greater love than this, no man has, than that one gives his life for his friends. Wala nang pagmamahal na mas malaki pa kaysa ganito sa ito. Pagmamahal ko sa inyo. There is no love that's greater than this. Than that one gives his life for his friends. And then he says, a new commandment I give you. I am commanding you this greatest commandment. He says, love one another the way I love you. Diba? Maliwanag. No? Maliwanag. You cannot miss it because he has shown us first the example of love. Pinapakita niya ang kahulugan ng pagmamahal, responding to the needs of our needs hanggang siya'y namatay. Now, sabi niya, love one another. The way, exactly the way I love you. Yan dapat ang pagmamahalan ninyo sa isa't isa. Take it or leave it. Ito ang aking utos. Remember, ito po ay utos. Hindi po ito request. Hindi sinabi ni Jesus, I am making a little request. Please, kung pwede, sana naman kayo ay magmamahalan. No. Hindi po ito request. Sabi niya, ito ay utos. A new commandment. See? A new commandment I given to you. That you love one another exactly the way I love you. Now, ginagawa na ba natin yan? Eto. Talagang dami pang gagawin. No? Layo-layo ko pa, Father. Talagang layo-layo ko pa talaga. Diba? Makikita natin yan. Oo nga, tumutulong tayo, pero pag nahirapan na, tumalikod na tayo. Ayaw ko na. Tigas-tigas sa mga ulo dyan. Isipin mo yan. Did Christ love us that way? No. Matitigas ang ating mga ulo, pero hindi tumigil si Kristo at hindi niya tayo pinabayaan, iniwanan. Tinuloy niya hanggang namatay na lang siya. Yun. Upang masasagot ang ating pangangailangan. Yun. That's the real meaning of love. So to love is an act. Loving is an act or a standing relationship by which or whereby a person responds to the needs of his loved ones for their own welfare without counting the cost. Without counting the cost. Jesus is the first model. And He's calling us to do the same. Yan. So, upang magmamahalan tayo, ganun, kailangan malalaman natin ang pangangailangan ng bawat isa. Dahil we have to respond. Diba? That's why in the process of loving one another, we have to be open to each other. You cannot have people loving each other if they hide from each other. Kailangan, we have to open up. Because if we have to love, we have to respond to the needs. Paano kung masagot yung pangangailangan ng isang tao pag hindi siya nagsasabi ng kanyang pangangailangan? Hindi siya nagre-reveal. Yan. Nagtatago, nakatalukbong. Yan. Yan. They do not know each other. Kaya, maraming mga mag-asawa, tumatanda na lang bilang mag-asawa, away pa ng away. Hindi magkakaintindihan. Sisigawan pa. Bakit? They never know each other. They are not responding to each other's needs. They are not loving one another. As long as doon sa relationship natin sa isang tao, isang kapyan, as long as doon sa ating relationship, the way we relate with people, sarili pa natin ang hinahanap natin, walang pagmamahalan. Ang pagmamahal. Magkakaroon lang tayo ng pagmamahal pag ang kabutihan na ng ating minamahal ang ating hinahanap. Hindi. Love does not look at the self. Love looks at the welfare of the loved one. Ang kabutihan ng minamahal, ang mahal. Hindi ang kanyang hindi ang kanyang comfort, hindi ang kanyang kabutihan. Di ba, kayo mga magulang, you love your children, do you? I hope you do. Anong ginagawa nyo dahil sa inyong pagmamahal sa mga anak nyo? Anong ginagawa nyo? Sinasagot nyo ang kanilang mga pangangailangan. Yan. Pinakialaman ninyo ang kanilang mga pangangailangan. Kaya, tinatanong, ano ba talagang gusto mo? Ano ba talagang kailangan mo? Yan. Why? Because, mahal natin sila, gusto nating sasagutin ang kanilang pangangailangan. Especially yung pinaka-importanting pangangailangan. At sa mga pangangailangan, meron tayong degrees. Number 1 are the spiritual needs. Second, the material, physical needs. Pinakaunang sasagutin ng nagmamahal ay ang spiritual needs of his loved ones. Pag nasasagot na yan, the material, physical needs of his loved ones. So, yun ang pagmamahal, responding to the needs. Now, pag kayo'y sumasagot sa pangangailangan ng inyong mga anak na mahal nyo, sarili mo bang inisip mo? Sasagutin ko itong pangangailangan ng aking anak upang pag lumaki ito, ay yan, talagang gagawa ng estatwa yan sa akin. At ako'y talagang maging presidente yan, at ako'y maging ina ng presidente. Yun, ito'y maging obispo, at ako'y ina ng obispo. Yan. Kaya alagaan ko ito. Ganun bang inisip nyo? No. Sa pag-aalaga nyo ng mga anak, wala ang sarili. Walang sarili dyan eh. Ang kabutihan ng anak, ang iniisip nyo, anong kabutihan nila? Spiritual, material, physical. Yan ang iniisip eh. At dahil sa concern nyo sa kanilang kabutihan, ang nangyari po ay talagang ginagawa ninyong lahat. Hindi nyo binibilang ang cost o ang sakripisyo niyong gagawin. Di ba? Kaya makikita yung mga magulang naghirap talagang mabuti. Yan. Yan, naghirap ng mabuti. Yan, kayod ng kayod. Yan. Hindi inisip kung anong mangyari sa kanila. Maging unggoy silang, mukhang unggoy, mukhang bahala na. Importante yan. Ako'y maging unggoy. Yan, kailangan ito magtrabaho dito. Yan, kayod dito. Sa trabaho na yun, talagang nadudumihan ka, mukha na ka ng unggoy. Pero hindi mo inisip yun. Dahil, kailangan ko ito, pera nito, para namang makapasok ang aking anak sa eskwelahan, para namang mababayaran ko yung tuition ng aking anak, para namang mapapakain ko at madadamitan ko ang aking mga anak. Yan, ang taong nagmamahal, hindi nag-iisip sa sarili. Nakalimutan niya ang kanyang sarili dahil ang iniisip, ang nasa ulo niya ay ang kabutihan ng kanyang minamahal. That's love. Yan ang tunay na pagmamahal. Ready to make any sacrifice. He responds to the needs of his loved ones without counting the cost. Without. Kaya, doon makikita natin ang tunay na pagmamahal. How willing are you to make sacrifice for your loved ones? To go through any sacrifice. May kasabihan, sacrifice is the language of love. Sacrifice is the language of love. Kaya pag walang readiness and willingness to sacrifice, you cannot say, I love these people. I love my brethren. I love my children. I love my husband. I love my wife. Pag walang readiness to sacrifice, walang love dyan. See? Maraming mga mag-asawa, nag-aasawa sila na walang pagmamahalan. They are attracted to each other's face, to each other's yung forma. Gandang katawan. Gandang lalaki. Sige, asawa na tayo. Maraming ibang iniisip. Hindi ang kabutihan ng kanyang pinakasalan, kundi ang kanyang sarili. Yan. Ito, gandang babae. Pag naging asawa ko ito, talagang matutuwa ako. Yan. Matutuwa ako, masasatisfied ako. Hindi ang kabutihan ng kanyang pinakasalan. Wrong love. It's not really love. Selfishness yan. Kaya, noong nawala yung dahilan ng kanyang pagpakasal, sila ng mukha, marami ng kulubo, puti ng buho. Yun, inawa nila. See? At buong buhay nila, away ng away. Dahil ang hinahanap niya ay kanyang sarili. Kaya pag hindi na nasagot ang kanyang needs, ang kanyang pangangailangan, hindi na nasasagot ng kanyang pinakasalan, yan, nagkagalit yan, sisigaw yan. Because sarili ang hinahanap niya. May pagmamahal ba? Wala. Zero. It was not because he loved or she loved, it was because she was just attracted or he was just attracted to the physical, external picture. Yun. Skin deep love. Skin deep love. Kaya mababaw. Skin lang. Kaya nung nagbago ang skin, wala nang love. Yun ang dahilan ng kanyang paglalab, yung skin. Ang ganda, puting-puting. Ang kinis-kinis. Nung nasunog, nawala na. Mukhang unggoy na. Mahirap niya. Hindi dapat yun. Hindi yun pagmamahal. Ang pagmamahal ay deeper than the skin. Yan. Kaya maski ano pang mangyari sa mukha, mahal pa rin niya. Because you are after the welfare of the person. Kaya ang taong nagmamahal, ang inisip niya ay parang matutuwa itong aking minamahal. Yun. Parang sumikat yan. Gagawin kong lahat parang sumikat siya. Gagawin kong lahat parang matutuwa siya. Gagawin kong lahat parang she will become the best woman in the world. He will become the best man in the world. Yan. Yan ang pagmamahal. And you are ready to make any sacrifice parang makamtan yan. That is love. Maraming mga nag-aasawa, wala yan. Diba? Correct. Actually, it's not love. It is what we call lust. Mali ang spelling. Laking diferensya, no? Ang umpisa lang ang pareho. Sa gitna at sa dulo, wala na. Sira. See? Dapat it should be love, not lust. This is selfish. Ito po ay selfless. Ang hinahanap dito ay sarili. Ang hinahanap dyan ay kabutihan ng minamahal. Yan. That is the meaning of love. At hanggang maintindihan natin ang kahulugan ng tunay na pagmamahal na ganitong kahulugan, hindi tayo magkakaintindihan. At hindi mo mabibuild up ang isang grupo, ang isang mag-asawa sa tunay na pagmamahalan. At hanggang itong klaseng pagmamahalan talaga ang maging pagmamahalan ng tao, hindi magkakaroon ng joy and peace. Kaya ang mag-asawa na hindi nagmamahalan sa tunay na kahulugan ng pagmamahalan, ayon sa kahulugan ng Diyos, ay palaging magsisigawan niya. Away ng away, hindi magkaintindihan. Kung alam ko lang na ikaw ay ganito, sana hindi ko nagpakasal sa'yo. Kung pwede palang isauli kita sa tatay nyo, nanay nyo. Sabi ng asawa, sabi ng misis, ganun din, kung alam ko lang ikaw ay ganyan eh, hindi sana ako nagpakasal sa'yo. Yan. Yan. Bakit hindi mo inasikaso yan? Bakit hindi mo tiningnan yan? Dapat pinakaalaman mo yan. Too late, baby. Too late, baby. Dito na tayo. Kaya, let's make up our minds. Yan. Dapat there should be courting again. Now, are you willing to accept me for what I am? Ikaw din, are you willing to accept me for what I am? O sige na lang. Sige na lang. Wala tayo magagawa. Dito na tayo. Yun, dapat magkakaroon ng renewal of that love. Dapat magkakaroon ng renewal na itong pagmamahalan. Then, peace will come to the couple, sa mag-asawa. Then, joy will come to their lives. Kung wala yan, ang gulo ng buhay. Yun. Kaya nga hindi ako nag-asawa eh. Erase. Hindi yan ang dahilan. Joke lang yan eh. Anyway, dapat gano'n. It's not na ang mag-asawa lang ang matutong magmahal. Everybody. Pati pari, kailangan matutong magmahal. Pag ang pari ay hindi matutong magmahal, yun. Imbis aalagaan ang tao, yan. Ibang mangyari dyan. Diba? Ganun eh. Maluluko siya. Pag hindi pagmamahal ang dahilan ng kanyang paglilingkod sa parokya, yan. Pabayaan ng tao. Bahala na kayo. Pero pagmamahal ang nasa puso niya sa kanyang pag-aalaga ng parokya, yan, he will do his best for the welfare of his people. Yun. And he will never take advantage of anybody. Yun. He will never take advantage. Pag nasa atin ang tunay na concern sa taong minamahal natin, tunay na pagmamahal, you will never take advantage. Ang taong tunay na nagmamahal will never destroy his loved ones. Kaya, lalapitan ka ng tao, babae, special pag maganda, Father, mayroon po akong problema. Kailan ba ng problema? Yun. Later on, gumawa ng problema. Gumawa na ng problema. Bakit? Wala yung tunay na pagmamahal. Instead of trying to help the problem with a person, the woman who is in problem, instead of trying to help that problem, yun, tinake advantage. Ganun eh. Kaya nasira. Walang tunay na pagmamahal. Walang selflessness. Nandun ang he wanted to satisfy himself. Yun. Kaya ganun din. Hindi lang ang pari, pati kayo. When you relate with other people, pwede rin na you can take advantage. Yun. Pero pag tayo nagmamahalan sa tunay na pagmamahalan, wala yung pag-take advantage. Dahil ang concern natin ay ang kabutihan ng ating kapwa. Kabutihan ng ating minamahal. See? Hindi ka naduduling sa pera. Hindi ka naduduling sa external yung mukha, external na ano pa dyan. Ang kabutihan ng tao ang hinahanap mo. Yan ang sabi ni Jesus. Love one another the way I love you. Kaya hindi nila maintindihan. Paano yun si Joseph at si Mary? Nagsama at si Joseph ay hindi nasiraan sa ulo sa kagandahan ni Mary. Mary was such a young girl, beautiful, the most perfect woman. Si Joseph, ibig sabihin, they lived together at hindi siya natataranta doon. Pwede ba yun? Kaya yung mga protestante, hindi nila maintindihan yun. Unless you know what real love is. Because Joseph had the very complete and perfect love in his heart for Mary. She could not just take advantage. She was after her welfare. I believe God planted in the heart of Joseph that real, genuine love. When you love somebody genuinely, you don't take advantage. See? You don't take advantage. Ganun ang nangyari. Ay hindi maintindihan nila yun. Yung mga Protestant brothers and sisters natin. Imposible daw na si Joseph ay talagang hindi niya ginamit si Mary for his own satisfaction. That is for selfish people. Sarili lang iniisip. Then you take advantage of people. Yung genuine love really looks after the welfare. So, eto po, kailangan maintindihan natin. Because, nandyan ang holiness. Holiness is measured by how much we are in love with one another. How intensely are you in love with your fellow man, with one another? That's how holy you are. Dapat ma-develop natin yan, yung pagmamahalan. Isipin mo yan, that is holiness. Nandyan ang holiness. Nandyan ang pagkasanto at pagkasanta doon sa pagmamahalan. We want to be holy. Then, develop that real love for God and for your fellow man. We have to develop it because it does not just happen. Kailangan i-cultivate natin yan. We have to do something. Now, dito sa covenant communities na inorganize namin, nandyan ang means, nandyan ang system ng pagde-develop ng pagmamahalan. There is a system. Kaya we just don't decide, okay, magmamahalan tayo, okay? Everybody approve? Everybody agree? Oh, yes. Oh, unanimous. Now, nagmamahalan na tayo. Forget it. Hindi ganun eh. Love has to be developed. Love has to be built up. It has to be built up. Otherwise, walang mangyari dyan. Walang mangyari dyan. We have to develop our concern for others. And the only way to develop that life of love is to keep loving. To keep loving. Love is a virtue. The only way to develop that is to keep loving. Just like, how do you learn to swim? By reading books on swimming? Maski ilang library ang basahin mong libro on swimming, if you don't jump into the water and struggle with the water, you will never learn to swim. Pero maski you will never read a single book, a single page on swimming, if they throw you into the sea and every day you struggle with the water, you will learn to swim, right? The only way to learn to love is to keep loving. To keep loving. Magkakaroon tayo ng kamalian. Oh, sige, stand up again, rise up again, start correcting yourself, love again, learn to love again. Yun. By really struggling and striving to love and just keep loving, eventually, darating yung panahon, it becomes easy to love. Even the unlovable, madaling mamahalin, matuto tayong magmamahal. See? Kasi yung mga unlovable, mahirap yun eh. Pag hindi ka talaga natutong magmahal, sarili mo pang inisip, yan, iiwanan mo yun. Bahala ka na. Bahala ka na. Tigas-tigas ang ulo. Lumukso ka na sa impyerno. Ganon. See? Mayari dyan, sampalin mo na lang yan. See? You have to learn to love. Develop. See, build it up. Then, magugulat ka lang. Pa, hindi ko nakagawa ito dati. Pero mukhang ngayon, pag sinampal ka, marunong ka nang sabi, kabila, please. Diba? Yung dati, pag minadinig ka, sumasama ng loob mo. Pero ngayon, wala na. Nag-i-smile ka pa rin. Thank you, sister. Praise the Lord. God loves you. Hindi ka na natatalaban. Hindi ka na natatalaban. Hindi na sumasamang loob mo dahil, alam mo, natuto ka ng magmahal. Natuto ka ng magmahal. Ang hinahanap mo ay kabutihan ng tao na yan. Nag-iinsulto sa'yo. Yan. Hindi mo na iinsultuhin din. See? Binabato ka, hindi mo rin babatuhin yan. Kundi, yan. Tatapunan mo na ng tinapay. Ito, pare. Yan. Binato ka. Titinapayan mo yan. Titinapayan mo yan. Binabato ka, tinatapayan. Yeah. Tinapay. Imbes bato, tinapay. Yan. Binabato ka. Tinapayan mo yan. That is love. So, now we understand what love is. See? Ngayon, naintindihan natin yan. Sabi ng salita ng Diyos, if anyone says, my love is fixed on God, yet hates his brother, he is a liar. Yan. 1 John 4:20. Sabi natin, mahal ko ang aking kapatid, mahal ko ang Diyos, pero walang pagmamahal sa kapwa. Yan, sinungaling yan. He's a liar. No matter how much I love God, but if you don't love your neighbor, you are a liar before God. John chapter 4 verse 7 says, the man without love has known nothing about God. The man without love has known nothing about God. And 1 John 3:15, 1 John 3:15 says, anyone who hates his brother is a murderer. Ba, grabe yun. Anyone who hates his brother is a murderer. See? Malaking matinding mga salita ng Diyos yan. Doon makikita natin ang talagang importansya ng pagmamahal. Isipin mo yan, that is the center of Christian life. Yan ang sentro ng Christianity. Walang pagmamahal, walang Christianity. Walang pagkasanto, walang pagkasanta. No holiness. It is, that holiness is there in love. So sana, yun. Mula ngayon, umpisahan na natin. Diba? Ang pagmamahalan. Umpisahan na natin. Shall we? Shall we start loving? Yeah, mukhang it's high time. No? Otherwise, walang mangyari. Walang mangyari. Pag walang magmamahalan, walang mangyari. This is the source of all the good, the blessings in any group. Remove love and you can do anything, walang mangyari dyan. Walang unity. Yan. Walang commitment. Maraming beses, may mga grupo sa sabi, Father, please, give us a talk on unity. Ang grupo namin, Father, walang unity. Iba naman, Father, please, give us talk on commitment. Yung mga tao namin, walang commitment, Father. Palagi kong sagot dyan Maski ilang barkong talk on unity ang ibibigay ko sa inyo. Pag hindi kayo magmamahalan, walang unity mangyari dyan. Maski ilang barko, truckloads of talk on commitment, pag walang pagmamahalan, walang mangyari dyan. Maski walang mention of unity, walang mention of commitment, you just learn to love one another. You will be the most committed, united people. Correct? Yun makita mong what love is. When people love each other, then they become committed. Kaya if there is anything we have to build up in, it is the love for one another. They will be the most committed people. You know, in the early Christian, ng mga pagans, nakaka-attract. Nung nakita nilang mga Kristiyano, they exclaim, look how they love one another. Look how they love one another. Then, they were attracted to Christianity. And Christianity grew in leaps and bounds dahil nakita nila yung pagmamahalan ng mga Kristiyano. Yan ang nakaka-attract. I tell you, pag kayo ay magmamahalan, lahat ng tao sa buong San Felipe Neri ma-attract sa inyo. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Yeah. Yeah, but they will learn later on na dahil sa inyong pagmamahalan, talagang matibay kayo. Nobody can destroy you. Love will always be strong and love will always surpass. See? Love conquers all. Yan. Kaya maski ano pang gawin mo dyan, pag talagang nagmamahalan siya, hindi mo masisira yan. So, ito po ang kahulugan, the meaning of love. So, at least, meron tayong common understanding now. Okay? So, we can start talking more about love. Ngayon, nagkakaintindihan na what love is. Yun. Sana, madala din natin ito sa iba. Okay? Hanggang dito lang po tayo. So, could we all stand up? Let's close it.